Now, this is not the outfit that I'm going to wear because my mailman's a bitch. Okay. My mailman's a bitch. He went from getting me my items by 10, 10:30, 11 at the latest till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And he ain't got no damn excuses for me. I asked him third time this happened. I'm like, bro, what's up with the, like, you used to get my stuff in the morning. Now it's dark by the time you get here. Yeah, it's just a route change. Nah, stop lying, bro. The route change wasn't made by your superiors. The route change was made by you because for whatever reason, this is easier for you and it's fucked me and my packages. All right. And sometimes I need to get my packages before certain people get home, asshole. Anyway, I digest.
From Hollywood to Soho, we be wearing polo. Knockoffs is a no-no, that's just how it go though. You got it for the low-low, it's probably US Polo, a Beverly Hills Polo. All of that is so-so, interlocks and chevrons, Cruise Navy and Lemon, Ralph Lauren Wearon. I'm buying what you sellin', Maui Pink and Melon. Tell them about that rustic.
Greetings and welcome to another edition of Seamless Style, powered by Politics and Polaroids. I'm your host, Mr. Parker. Whew. Episode 141. Episode 141 is going to be a pre-spring episode. Now let's talk about spring for a minute. Spring is actually the most weirdest, toxic, most indecisive season of all 4 seasons. And I don't even think it's close. Summer is basically hot. No matter where you are in the world, if it's summer, it's basically hot. Fall is basically warm to cool. It's basically warm to cool. So there are various temperatures in fall, but for the most part, she is what she is. She's warm to cool. Winter, typically cold. Spring, here she comes. Just moody as hell. One minute she's warm, the next minute she's frigid cold, the next minute she's lukewarm, the next minute she's kind of cool, the next minute she's hot, the next minute she's cold again. Reminds you of a certain species, gentlemen, I know, but we ain't gonna even talk about it. She is what she is. There's a reason why a certain gender loves spring so much. They can relate. But I digest. This episode is going to be about pre-spring. So with pre-spring ensembles, you're playing to whatever the temperatures are. Right? You're playing to whatever her mood is, right? So again, she may be cold, she may be warm, she may be hot, she may be frigid, she may be brick. You'll never know until you open that door. All right. So the Mr. Parker definition of what pre-spring ensembles look like would be incorporating more color into your ensemble, more bright colors, more festive colors, softer colors, and incorporating them with those fall winter colors and hues as well. So pre-spring is not an easy thing to do, and it takes a certain touch it takes a certain eye, a certain level of knowledge to be able to pull off pre-spring. Fabrics, your fabrics are going to matter. Sometimes you're going to have the heavier wools. Sometimes you're going to have to go with cashmere or a soft cotton or even a terry cloth. It just depends. It depends on what her mood is. All right. So we're gonna do that today. 3 rigs plus the ensemble I'm wearing. All right. Now let's start from the shoes, because this ensemble is, first and foremost, one thing. All tartans aren't black watch. All right. If you don't know your tartans, just like either do the research and find out, or just be happy in your ignorance. But all tartans are tartans. Okay. Let's make sure we know that. All right. Secondly, if you at any point from the greetings, welcome to Seamless Style, up to now said in your head, why is he wearing Christmas colors? Leave. Because by now it should be obvious to anybody that has watched more than 2 of the previous fall episodes, 3 fall episodes. Tartan is not just a holiday pattern. Tartan was appropriated by this country and turned into a festive pattern. Tartan represents Irish and Scottish houses, period. Okay, so tartans are year round. Like, if you here thinking that I have on Christmas colors, leave or stay and learn something. One of the two. Rugby Ralph Lauren tartan slippers, bullion crest, beautiful tartan pattern here. The cable knit socks in red. All right, a pair of denim, slightly washed, for a lighter fade on the thighs down to the knees. Perfect. OCBD in the Columbia blue, polo blue label, tartan ascot. All right. And then the piece de resistance is this coat here. Now, again, pre-spring is based on her mood. All right. So this is more so when she decides she's not going over 55 degrees. All right. This is a pea coat, polo blue label. All right. It's a pea coat. It's belted. It's a tartan pattern. Right. It's a shawl collar. Okay. Because of the belt and because of the collar, I can wear this 2 ways. I can wear this as a pea coat with layers under it through late fall and all of winter, sweater, even a sports coat, depending on the cut of the sports coat. I can wear this pea coat fall and winter like that, or I can wear her for pre-spring and wear her more so like a cardigan. So just 1 layer and piece under, which is the OCBD, not even buttoning the inside buttons, just tying this. Now the pea coat has more of a cardigan look and feel. All right. So that's my ensemble. Fragrance of the ensemble, which this fragrance will work for all the ensembles that you will see today. All right. The ever-present Safari. All right. Safari has a strong notes of musk, strong notes of a oud type wood. All right, and there's a little bit of some type of berry also in Safari. But Safari works perfect for all these ensembles. It's a strong, manly scent. It's not layered in being restricted. It's not restricted to certain seasons. It's not a seasonal fragrance. It's a year-round fragrance. All right. Safari is probably not going to be the most ideal fragrance for, say, summer or late spring. But when you're talking pre-spring, where she just moody as hell, Safari works great. All right. And it's a fragrance that's very, very attractive to the scent palette. All right. Without any further ado, gentlemen and ladies, let's get to it, man. Y'all ready? Me too. Man, let's go. First look for pre-spring. Super duper collegiate. And I love every inch of it. Pause. This is a dope look. All right. This piece is new to the collection. It just arrived this week. When I purchased it, I didn't know that it had the undercollar, which you'll see in the PIP soon. Didn't know it had that. Didn't know it was fully lined top to bottom with the iconic navy and gold rugby colors. All right. But what I also didn't know is this might be the smallest large of all of my sport coats, blazers, and suit jackets. All right. That's the only thing that's disappointing. Now, that said, I've already stuck my hand up there because my tailor, she showed me what to look for. Thank you, New. Shout out to New. She showed me what to look for as far as taking a piece out, having it taken out some. So I think there's enough to where it's not as snug as it currently is when I put it on. Yes, weight gain is a thing. We've talked about that. And, yes, something's being done about it, but a large is a large is a large. And this thing should have fit a little bit better than how it fits right now. That said, the sleeve length is fine. The width of the sleeve is fine for what I wanted to use this piece for. I bought this piece for 3 reasons. One, because I did want a more collegiate looking sports coat to complement this tie. I have black herringbone sport coats in my arsenal, but they're not this heavy tweed. So the hue is a little bit off compared to the bow tie. I still make it work, but I wanted something that was going to be a lot closer. All right. That was the first thing. And so when I saw this, it was perfect for that reason. The second reason was the price. The second reason was the price. I got this for $50. $50. That was an offer. I lowballed him. He took it. I'm end up putting another 25 in it, but it's still, that's still lower than what he was asking. He was asking 90. All right. I did tell you there was 3 reasons. The third reason I think is just because I'm looking to use a lot of tweed in my pre-spring apparel for when I actually step out the house. I'm looking to use a lot of the tweed I have. 1, because we didn't get much of a winter. All right. And 2, because you could take that tweed like this sports coat, and even this is a 55, no more than 60 degree day in pre-spring down south. But you could take this layering piece off and just do a shirt, and you good on a 60, 65, maybe even 70 degree day, especially if you work indoors like I do, where the AC typically stays on chrome. All right. But let's take a look at this ensemble, man, because it's dope as hell. Dope as hell. Simple in its elegance. Let's start at the bottom. I pulled out a pair of go-tos, the brown leather Shanley tassel loafers. All right. The brown leather Shanley tassel loafers, nice shine on them, nice sheen, I would say. They could be buffed a little harder and be even more of a spit shine, but I digest. Socks, simple, Simple socks, wine, navy striped. I think it even has like a yellow pony or something like that. But simple socks, nothing too extravagant. All right, just so we can have some semblance of spring in our ensemble. I went with a college green pair of slim fit chinos. All right, so not as festive in spring as lime green, and not as darkly hued as far as fall hued like an olive or something like that. All right, so perfect for pre-spring. Scroll up, one of my favorite crew neck sweatshirts in my arsenal. All right, the navy and wine color blocked collegiate P crew neck sweatshirt. All right, chenille P with the winged foot at the bottom, polo written in cursive across the top. All right, V-neck insert so the joint is gonna last. All right, now everything else in this ensemble is rugby. I went with the Rugby Ralph Lauren tartan club collared dress shirt, the Rugby Ralph Lauren heavy wool bow tie, and the air quotes black heavy wool herringbone. And then, as I stated, this particular piece here, black wool herringbone tweed sports coat. Flip the collar up, it's wine and navy, gold skull and bones, rugby obviously, fully lined, top of the neck to the bottom of the coat, fully lined in navy and gold Rugby Ralph Lauren aesthetic. Man, this thing gorgeous. It's gorgeous. There ain't nothing more to say. Finished it off with a Ralph Lauren pocket square. You don't want a lot of it to show because you want to keep everything simple, man. You want to keep everything simple with any of your accessories. You don't want to go crazy because you got a lot of dope pieces in this one ensemble. So keep the accessories simple. But man, this is a great look, like I said, for anywhere from a 40 to a 57 to 60 degree day. You know, maybe overcast, maybe rain, maybe just mostly cloudy, even partly cloudy. This is the perfect ensemble for pre-spring. Yeah. Dopeness. I don't know what else to tell you. Temperature wise, I'm gonna say mid to high 40s, again to 60. All right, anything over 60, the one of the 3 piece de resistances might be a little too heavy. But this diamond quilted barn coat here with the equestrian motif all over, I have 2 other barn coats that are heavier than this. So this is the lightest barn coat I have, but it still got some weight to it. All right, this barn coat still has some weight to it. This barn coat was found on accident. I had placed an order online, and then I said, well, so I ain't doing nothing right this second. Let me just scroll through how I do my scrolling on ralphlauren.com. Let me just scroll through and make sure I didn't miss anything that was of the utmost importance. Because I'll be honest with you, if it's not obvious by now, I really only purchase things at this point if it's something that I don't feel like I can live without, right? Otherwise, I'm putting stuff in my cart all the time. My cart probably has 40 pieces in it. Some of them, if not most of them, will end up getting picked up eventually. Some of them won't. Sometimes there are things I can wait for them to go on sale. Sometimes there's things that I'm like, I like it, but man, it's dope. I just don't want to pay for it. It might be the price. It might be because there's something else ahead of it as far as a priority. a whole bunch of different variables that determine what I cash out on and what I don't. All right. So this was me just, let me just look and see what's out there or whatever. Right. And because I'm thinking about pre-spring jackets, I kind of went to the jackets. Right. I got to scrolling. And I was about to go ahead and like close up my tablet. And my finger went up like one more time. And I saw this. I'm like, whoa, okay, is this in the right place? Because I'm thinking maybe this was, I'm like, that's women's. Usually we don't get this. We don't get the diamond quilted. We don't get the coat, whether it's a car coat, barn coat. We don't get the diamond quilted with the motif all over. That's usually reserved for the women. They usually do that for the women. We usually don't get that. It's rare that we get that, right? But first thing when I clicked on it, I saw the buttons were on the man side. So I'm like, well, there was no mistake in that aspect. It's men's. Looked at it. They only had 2 sizes left, an extra small and a medium. So I said, well, I was about to back out because I normally can't, I can't wear, I have one piece of outerwear, period, that's a medium. And that's a peacoat I got a couple of years ago that's just incredible. But I was about to back out, and then I was like, let me hit Deets. So I hit Deets, and sure enough, and I'm thinking it's because it was on clearance at this point. The price was great. It was on clearance, but there had been, I guess maybe there were enough gentlemen that had purchased it that actually left a review. So they had the bar, and true to sizes in the middle. That thing was almost all the way to the run super big size. I was like, medium it is. So I got it, bought it, and surprisingly enough, it came in 2 days. There was a knock on the door, and I wasn't expecting this to be at the door. All right. So pulled it out. I ain't hesitate. I said, let me try this on, man, because if I got to run this UPS driver down, so be it. I'll send it back though. But no, tried it on and it fit perfect. It fit perfect. So gentlemen, it's still up there. If you're a large, typically in jackets, grab this medium. If you're a small, typically in outerwear, grab the extra small. I promise you it's going to work. This fits perfect. And not only does it fit perfect if I wanted to do just a single layer of a t-shirt. I mean, why would I want to do that? But if I did, I could do it and it'd be fine. If I wanted to layer it up a little more, I could. All right. If I wanted to go with a thicker sweater, I could. And it still fits perfect. And when I say it fit perfect, I mean I can button it. And whether it's buttoned or open, it's not flared out at the side. That's when you can tell something is too big, when it's the way it's sitting off of your body. This fits perfect. But let's start at the bottom. If we're going to go equestrian, you know, I like to go equestrian when I go equestrian. Is that an equestrian? Is that even an equestrian? It shouldn't even be an equestrian that you would ask. We going equestrian, all right? Collar velvet slippers, standing jockey, in the brown, all right? Sock wise, as you can see, I pulled out the whimsical polo socks with the whimsical polo player on it. It's cool, nobody's gonna see it anyway, but I just wanted a blue pair of socks. I thought a navy blue pair of socks would be perfect. All right. Scroll up, we got the college grade slim fit chinos. All right, you probably starting to see a theme here when it comes to pre-spring. You know, that's when you really start breaking your chinos out. You know, you might wanna keep your corduroy around a little longer, but for the most part, you kind of gonna push them to the side, pull them chinos out a little more. All right, the cashmere polo player equestrian crew neck sweater from last year, I think it was, something like that. And hey man, you know, you've seen this piece before. It's what else you want me to tell you about it? All right, I did a spread collared sports shirt in the Prince of Wales check. All right, Glen plaid, tan with a little bit of blue in there. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of blue. Just for a little bit of pop of color. You don't see much of the shirt anyway. No neckwear. You can do neckwear if you want to. If I did neckwear with this ensemble, it'd probably be a bow tie. But in this case, no neckwear. Because the big boss man, the big piece they resistance again is this barn coat. All right. Barn jacket is dual vented. It's got buttons on the inside of the vent. So if you want to close the vent up, you're more than welcome. All right. It's got equestrian motif all throughout. It's got bridles, it's got horses bareback, it's got riders on horses. It's got riders on horses from a horse racing standpoint, a barrel jumping standpoint, a polo standpoint, and a fox hunt standpoint. So it's a multifaceted equestrian coat, diamond quilted. Like I said, it's a medium weight. It's got a great weight to it though. The inside of the collar is a brown corduroy. All right. There's a little leather trimming on the under collar, just for some style purposes. You know what I mean? But this is a great look. Great look. And this is going to be the ensemble. Like this is going to be the ensemble right here. Only other thing I might add is I have the purple label standing jockey cap on the way. It's being shipped out as we speak. Navy with the standing jockey on the front. You know, I might throw that hat on, maybe. If I don't throw the hat on that's in the picture, which is the Navy fox hunt polo hat cap with the brown leather brim. You know, that's a sought after cap too. You know what I mean? But I might wanna do something a little less conspicuous with this ensemble, so I might wear the purple label cap instead. I haven't decided. Definitely, that is the bag that you saw in the picture that I will be carrying when I wear this ensemble, whether it be to work or to play. This last look is for a night out on the town. Now, a night out on the town can be with the fellas. A night out on the town can be with your lady. Either or, all right? But this look is definitely for a night out on the town. Now, a night out on the town could mean dinner and a show. A night out on the town could mean dancing and dinner and dancing. A night out on the town could mean cigar bar, you know, whiskey, bourbon, things like that. A night out on the town could mean a late night yacht ride, or evening yacht ride, or a yacht ride at dusk. A night out on the town could mean just letting the top down or opening the sunroof and just going for a ride. Just going for a ride and you wanting to be stylish because you don't know where you might end up, but you really just going for a ride. You know what I mean? Maybe you with your homie. You and your homie just need to have, y'all having a conversation about life. Y'all just kicking it, catching up. Maybe you with your lady. Y'all just want to get away for a minute. And you don't really want to go nowhere and spend no money, but you just want to, you know, let's put some clothes on, baby. Let's just drive. Let's just ride and see what's out there. Like, we ain't been out. We ain't been out in a while. All right? Sometimes you can be spontaneous, but you still a Ralph Lauren guy, so you still got to be prepared for anything. All right? Now, this is not the outfit that I'm going to wear because my mailman's a bitch. Okay? My mailman's a bitch. He went from getting me my items by 10, 10:30, 11 at the latest till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And he ain't got no damn excuses for me. I asked him, third time this happened, I'm like, bro, what's up with the, like, you used to get my stuff in the morning. Now it's dark by the time you get here. Yeah, it's just a route change. Nah, stop lying, bro. The route change wasn't made by your superiors. The route change was made by you because for whatever reason, this is easier for you and it's fucked me and my packages, all right? And sometimes I need to get my packages before certain people get home. asshole. Anyway, I digest. I got a cashmere sweater on the way. Damn, I don't even know if it's cable knit, but it's yellow and it's a V-neck. And I have something planned with the piece de resistance of this outfit, which is these pants. I have something planned where that particular color, the V-neck shape, it fits better. But I went ahead with this cashmere sweater for this particular episode because the look and the intention is still there. All right. Let's just start at the bottom. Remember, I was saying in the introduction that when it comes to pre-spring, textures are important. Well, the textures that we are focusing on here are velvet and cashmere. Velvet and cashmere, they're more than kissing cousins. They're like, velvet and cashmere is like Cersei and Jaime. Like they sister and brother that's been fucking for years. Like, I mean, that's some nasty fucking shit when you think about it. But that's what velvet and cashmere are. They're very closely related, and they pair well together. All right. So with this ensemble, we went with another pair of collarless velvet slippers. This time it's the match play polo motif in the navy. All right. Now that navy with the plum velvet pants, it hits. It could have easily been a miss. The reason I knew it would hit, one, is because of the textures. All right. And two, because I know a lot of people will probably want to do a black dress shoe with these pants. Now these pants, all right, Purple Label pants, caught a great sale on them, great deal. Purple Label suit trousers, to be exact. All right, there are no belt loops. This does have a matching suit jacket that is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a one-button suit jacket, no vents, shawl collar. It's a beautiful jacket. I do want to get it. I do plan on getting it. Right now, I just don't want to spend that money. It's on clearance, and I still don't want to spend that price for it. But that said, man, it's a beautiful piece. But you know, if I was to never get that jacket, that suit jacket, I'd be fine because these pants are just super dope. As you see, like I said, velvet, Purple Label. Had to cuff them a few times. They are a straight fit, but they're only a straight fit in my humble. I'm not a tailor. I don't do alterations opinion. It's only straight fit from the ankle down or mid calf down. Because the thighs and the way it sits on the waist and the thighs feels more like a slim fit. And but it doesn't have a hard taper like most of your slim fits do. So these, in all honesty, after this recording, these are going straight to the tailor because I want them back as soon as possible. All right, I matched it with the 100% cable knit cashmere crew neck sweater in a Kelly green. All right, so that's a perfect spring color. Took an ascot and just tied it around the neck. You know, kind of like similar to like how you do a bandana when you're doing an outdoorsy look, but this is more so a nautical type of vibe. But it also just fits that lifestyle, shall we say. You know, like I said, a nice drop top, a $85,000 drop top type of vibe. A cigar bar type of vibe. All right. A nice restaurant with a beautiful woman type of vibe. You know, it just, the whole aesthetic fits that, but especially the ascot, the way it's tied. All right. You could finish this off with a hat. I wouldn't. I just make sure my bald head is shiny and my beard is nice and clean and groomed properly, and just kick the Willy Bobo like that, you know. And that's another episode in the books. Today we did pre-spring ensembles. Again, as I stated in the introduction, pre-spring is the moodiest time of year. You can literally have 45 degree day on Monday, 55 degree day on Tuesday, and by Thursday you're looking at a 77 degree day. It happens, especially down south, but it happens like all over, except for, there are always exceptions. Miami, Florida, places in Florida, it's always basically warm. Some places in the Midwest, you get more cold weather than you ever see hot weather. There are always exceptions, but for the most part, that's how pre-spring is in this country. It's just erratic weather, erratic temperatures. All right. So, we got to dress accordingly. And it's fun to be able to prepare for pre-spring weather and still pull your outfits off, still get your shit off, so to speak. Two things. One, I don't know if any of y'all are podcasting people. I am. There's only a couple that I watch though, faithfully. Everything else, I'm more so I'm more so attracted to the clickbaity shit on YouTube, right? But I'm gonna make a long story really short. There's a gentleman named Adam22 that has an entire network called No Jumper. He was on Joe Budden podcast as a guest, an interviewee. Maybe about anywhere from 4 to 6, 7 months ago, something like that. And they kind of got in his shit because Adam22 is he's a Caucasian dude, and his content is hip hop based. And he's known for being clickbaity, clout chasing the views. So he might get an artist on there and ask the artist about a particular street beef he might have, just to get those clickbaity views. It is what it is, right? So they was getting at him about that, and one of the things that was said, you have a privilege because you're a white guy, that if you ever decide, I don't want to do this no more, you can pivot in another direction, and you've made all the money you made off the culture, and now you just leave the culture alone. And, of course, he took no accountability for that, didn't recognize it, whatever. I took it with a grain of salt, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if anybody says that, man, Mr. Parker's really good at what he does, he's really good at what he does with this Ralph Lauren thing, he's really good at what he does, or even a step further, I purchased a package from him, man, and he got me right. He hooked me up and I'm straight. Okay. Yes, I do know the product, but the gift when it comes to, let's just put it in one big bowl. The gift when it comes to retail is knowing people. Okay. When I worked in a brick and mortar, when the person walked in, I knew if it was going to be a waste of my time or not. And 999,999 times out of a million, I was spot on. All right. I know people. All right. And I don't let my gut has never betrayed me ever. Right. So when I say I took the whole Adam22 interview on Joe Budden's podcast with a grain of salt, because I don't like the guy and I don't fuck with the guy. I never did. The aura's off. All right. Well, some things happened. He ended up firing one of his guys, and like 3 or 4 other guys left the network. And it was within a week span of him interviewing some dude whose name does not even, it's not a name that stays in my brain. But this guy's a former neo-Nazi or some, or reformed neo-Nazi or whatever. And he interviewed him on one of his shows that was a diverse show as far as the A and B mics, etc. But this particular episode was just Adam and another Caucasian male interviewing this former neo-Nazi Caucasian male. All right. Now he wants to take his network on a more socio-political angle. So you made your money off of the culture, off of hip hop, and now you ready to pivot. Same thing that was told to him that he could do, and it's wrong. All right. I'm speaking on it because I've heard various podcasts and podcasters say that Adam is wrong, Adam doesn't take accountability. All of that is true. But what I don't hear is the people that made him rich and the people that made his platform take off and be famous, they need to be held accountable as well. Okay? It's not Adam's fault, and it damn sure ain't Mr. Parker's fault that you can't read people. All right? You can't tell a snake when you see one, that's on you. If you can't recognize a snake when you see one, you better hope it's been devenomized because you're going to get bit. It's simple as that. So I wanted to be known that I say he's what he is. Take accountability for the fact that you ran up his views. Take accountability to the fact that you went to work on his show thinking that friendship and business was two separate things. Take accountability for your actions. You put that man in a place to be a multimillionaire, and now he's about to pivot, leave everybody high and dry. It is what it is. You got a part to play in that. All right. The other thing is, and I'll make this a lot shorter because this ain't even up for debate. If you're a man or a woman and you don't see a problem with what Sierra wore at the Vanity Fair after party for the Grammys or Emmys or Oscars, for the Oscars, if you don't see a problem with it because A, stay out of women's business, B, it was part of the theme of the party, or C, which is the most ridiculous one of them all, where she was standing right next to her husband, Russell Wilson, then you were lying. And I'm not gonna take it back. I'm gonna stand on that hill. I'm not gonna down that hill because I'm right. I'm not gonna walk nothing back. I'm a double, triple, and quadruple down. You're a lame if you don't see nothing wrong with that. The bitch titties was visible. Her ass was hanging out. Like, bro. That's one of the things about this channel and this Ralph Lauren thing that we do is we represent our other halves when we step out the house. But not only that, because you might be single, you might not be in a relationship, you might not have a woman, you might not have a wife, you might not have a girlfriend, you might not be dealing with any women right now at this point. But if you got kids, you represent them when you step outside. If you got a mama, a daddy, you represent them when you step outside. If you got a job that pays your bills, you represent them when you step outside. But most importantly, you represent yourself when you step outside. So that's why this channel is so important to me. Now, whether or not that's the same reason it's important to you is your that's your truth, for lack of a better phrase. And that's fine. I'm just glad you're here. But when we step outside, we represent a lot more than just the freedom of expression. Okay? And it ain't even got to be discussed. Woman, wife, man, neither one of my baby mamas who I don't like neither one of them, and one of them don't like me. But guess what? We got a kid or kids together. Ain't neither one of my baby mamas stepping outside like that. I don't give a damn what the theme is. I don't care. And it might be hypocritical. The only time I feel like it's okay for a woman to step outside dressed like that, or dressed half butt naked, whatever you want to call it, would be Carnival. And then in that aspect, I would prefer you are a part of that culture. So Caribbean, Dominican, Puerto Rican, whatever the case may be, I would prefer that you are at least part of that culture, because then that makes it cultural. If you just some chick from Cleveland and you just want to be half butt naked, then you foul too. But whatever, right? That's just my take on it. But I promise you, I ain't walking it back for nobody. It is what it is. This is a sick world we living in, gentlemen. And I'm just talking to the gentlemen now, ladies. I apologize. But this is a sick world we living in, gentlemen. And we got to start really putting our foot down and letting people know what it is and what we are and are not willing to stand for. Right? Me personally, there is an attack on masculinity. I see it, and I'm sure y'all see it. There's an attack on masculinity in this country through the media, through everything, music, everything. There's an attack on masculinity. I'm not gonna let that fuck with my groove, homie. I'm not. There ain't nothing anybody can say to me. I've said it before, and I'm gonna continue to be consistent. This platform can get to the point where every time I post, I get 1 million views. This platform could be raking in 3-4 million a month. I'm going to say what the fuck I feel. And I promise you, I'm not a willy-nilly type of dude. I don't just speak. I think about things that I say before I say them, whether it's in context, content, or conversation. I think about what I say before I say it. But I promise you, when I speak, what I'm saying is how I feel. Now, am I allowed to be wrong by the public? Of course not. I'm a man. And furthermore, I'm black. But I've been wrong before, and I can recognize when I'm wrong. Accountability is not kryptonite for Mr. Parker. But understanding when I say something 999,999 times out of 1 million, I thought about it before I said it, and I meant what I said. All right. So you ain't never got to worry about me walking back or walking back anything I say. All right. So I meant what I said. Sierra had on a thought fit. Her punk ass husband let her do it. All right. Case closed. Next media cycle. And if you thought that shit was all right, if you thought it was cool, if you thought it was creativity, if you thought it was artistic, you were lame. Simple as that. That said, get in the comment section, talk about whatever you want to talk about, man, because we here, and that's what we do. All right, we have conversations, whether they be lighthearted or whether they be serious. Before I end it, I do want to say that for me, all three of these ensembles was just all three of the rigs. Well, all 4 ensembles, but all 3 of the rigs, just dope. They was dope to me. All 4 of them was dope. And I'm gonna have to say that the first one though, that first one really did it for me. All right. But which one you like the best? Y'all let me know. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend. Cause we here attacking pre-spring as best we can. All right. Artists paint pictures, haters paint narratives. So don't be a hater. Y'all have a good one.